So this guy right here, I don't know if you can really see that, but he spent $130 and closed a $9,000 deal. Okay, now my name is Dylan. I run an agency known as Catalyst Holdings. We do done-for-you cold email and done-for-you paid ads acquisition funnels for B2B companies, okay? So I'm going to first show you guys proof of the results we've been able to generate for our clients. I'm going to walk you through what our customer journey looks like. I'm going to go through each and every single SOP and document that we have made so you can see exactly what this system likes. Then I'm going to show you guys how I actually hired somebody to come into the business and execute that system so I could begin to remove myself from that service delivery. And last of all, I'm going to show you guys how I've set up the EOD reporting, the automations to be able to run this week in, week out at very little drag and very little work on our end, while still being able to produce exceptional results for our clients, okay? So as you can see right here, we did only roll this out a couple of weeks ago. And so from that, we've brought on just a handful of partners that we've been actually doing this for. So first client here, you can see their cost per book call is about $57. He signed about 3 to 4 clients from the 35 calls that he's taken. The next guy has booked 7 calls at $74 each, not spending a whole lot of ads per day, signed 2 clients from it. The next one, 13 calls booked at a $49 cost per book call yet, hasn't actually closed any of these clients, but just launched ads about a week ago. This person right here actually closed their first 5.5K paid in full deal yesterday.
I signed 2 clients. So one of my invoices is out right now. He said he's just waiting for a deposit, and that's going to be a pay in full.
Despite only spending about $30 a day and an average cost per book call of $56, and that's Canadian dollars, so that's like $35, $40 US. Next person here, this was actually the guy who closed a $9,000 deal despite only having, spending ads for just a couple of days, only spending about $130 right off the bat. This next person here, 20 calls at $24 each. I'm not actually confirmed any of these have closed yet. That being said, I know they have a whole bunch in the pipeline. And again, they've only been running this for about a week or so, and they're booking $24 calls. So the floodgates are soon to open. And the next guy here, 9 calls at $50 each, and they've already closed actually 3 out of those first 9 calls. Right now, these last 2 guys that say not announced, it's because their campaigns are going today and we haven't had the data logged in here just yet. Okay, so I'll start this by going through our customer journey, what this actually looks like from an overall perspective. So the first thing is that the onboarding form is submitted. So what that actually looks like is right here is we've condensed all the different docs and assets that they need in order to onboard into our paid ads acquisition so our team can actually get to work into one simple document. So as you can see here, it's step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 different steps. Super simple steps. First one, they just make a copy of this page. Then they update their Facebook page so it's ready to run ads following the guide that we give them. Then they have a foundational copywriting sheet where they really just give us the overall details and kind of back end of what their business looks like so our team can use that to write copy for them. Then they send us any social proof assets, so if they have any case studies, video testimonials, screenshots, anything like that. Then all they have to do, click one form right here. As you can see, all they do is they fill out this form. It automatically creates a Go High Level sub account for them with our snapshots and all of our systems loaded into that as well. Then all they have to do is they just follow this guide, and there's a couple small things that they can go through with the copy and update it. Most of it has custom values and it's already going to automatically load based on the data that they put in this form. But there's a couple other things like their offer that they'll have to load into a couple indoctrination sequences and whatnot. Next thing, we'll get them to grant us access to their ad account, connect the domain to the funnel, and then the last thing that they do is they come here, they fill out this form. So as you can see, we use Airtable. They just put in their name, their Slack channel, their fulfillment doc, which is that page that they just gave, the Facebook page, the copywriting sheet, and the Google Drive full of social proof. They hit submit, and then once they do that, their name comes up right here. So as you can see, these documents right here, these documents right here have been filled in after they've gone through and submitted this onboarding process. So once we have gone through and they've done that, our team gets to work to build out the advertising funnel and campaign. So what that looks like is the first thing that I have done set up is we have our full done for you advertising SOP. So this is what it looks like. So the first thing that our team will do is they'll build one opt-in page, one book call page, and one thank you for booking page. So we have the full thing systemized. So as you can see, it's like step, navigate to partner sub-accounts, sites, conversion-driven landing page, follow the done for you landing page guide. Once complete, add the URL to the partner's fulfillment sheet, which is the one that I showed right here. So once they're complete this, the team member is going to go and add that right here. Now, how did I build this and how did I actually know like what to put? Well, the first thing that I did was spent 2 years advertising, building funnels, reading every single book, and just getting good at building profitable funnels. Then the next thing that I did is about the first 10 to 15 clients, a lot of those done with you clients that you saw down below, I just did it myself. I said, hey, don't pay me anything extra. I will go in there, I'll build your funnel, I'll launch your ad campaign, I'll do everything for you. I'm just gonna document what I do into an internal system, right? Then I went into the trenches, doesn't matter where I sit in this company, went in there, jumped on a whole bunch of one-on-one calls, did all the work to build everything out, right? Launched those campaigns, optimized it, tweaked it, and then based on what was successful, I added the successful elements of the campaigns that I had launched for these clients into this SOP. So if I show you this, unfortunately I'm gonna have to blur a lot of this out because it is confidential information, but what we have here is, right, so for the landing page, the call out, right? I say, start with one of the following words, right? And then it's like, insert call out and then how to write the call outs, right? And then there's a whole bunch of different examples of how to write successful call outs. Then it's headlines, right? And then we have 8 or 9 different headline examples or headline templates that we can use. Then we have subheaders. We have another 8 or 9 different subheader templates that we can use. And then call to action. We have about 4 or 5 different call to action templates that they can use. And then the same thing for the pop-up. Right? So now all that happens is that the marketer that we have now on our team is able to go into these systems, follow these documents, and just choose one of the 8 or 9 templates that we have for each section of their landing page that's most relevant to the business and the offer that we're running. And then he's able to produce these high quality, high converting ad campaigns like you saw the results right here, simply just by following the document, right? And that's how we've been able to create true value into this system. Right? And then same thing with the video ad copy as well, right? If I was to go through that, it has the same thing, right? How to write the video copy, like what the first 10 seconds of should look like, what the next 20 seconds, what the next 20 seconds, and what the call to action should look like, right? And it's fill in the blank Mad Lib style that we can just use as a baseline to get 80% of the work done. And then I just spend, a lot of my time training the marketer on my team on how to get really good at marketing. So he's able to first input, the client's data from that copywriting sheet that they gave us in the onboarding process into the templates that we have, and then use his own marketing ability that I've just been training him for about an hour to 2 hours a day on to optimize it, make it really good. So again, we can get the results that we can get. Same thing with the static image ads, and same thing with the writing ad copy. Okay, so then once we have done that, once we've gone through and built that, we add everything to the client's fulfillment doc, and then from there, we'll send them a review loom where we'll essentially go through everything like, hey, here's what we do, here's the ad copy, here's why we built the ad copy, give them a full breakdown on everything that we've done for them. Then with their approval, once we get full approval from the client, we'll go through and we'll set up the meta advertising, right? So we'll set it up in Facebook ads, and again, we want to make it dummy proof, right? Like I've set this up so literally anybody could go in and set this up, where I say exactly how to name the campaign, right? Exactly what the conversion location should be, the pixel, the conversion event, dynamic creative off, budget, what the partner budget should be, right? Location, what locations they should be targeting, advantage plus audience, detailed targeting, like every single thing. So all they have to do is go through and just follow this, right? Now, after we've done that, I'll schedule a kickoff call with partner, and on that kickoff call, I'll set expectations with them, right? Expectations, can include, hey, we're going to go through a testing phase. We might spend $1,000 and you might only make back $500 first, right? And you might look at us and be like, hey, 9 of your ads sucked, right? You wasted $500 of my dollars, No, we didn't. We spent $1,000. We found one ad that spent $100, made $500 back. We're going to cut the losers and we're going to double down on scaling that winner. That is how advertising works, right? That would be the first expectation that I would set. Another thing that we'll do is we'll set the expectation that lifetime gross profit to cost of acquisition to lifetime gross profit is the only thing that matters, right? We actually had one client, right, where, for example, they spent about $2,200 on ads, right? In the first month, they closed about $2,500 in retainers, right? And they came to us and was like, because we didn't set this expectation, we didn't communicate this up front. Now, most clients, they are more profitable on the front end, right? They had a pretty weak sales process. They weren't the best at closing. They had a pretty weak sales process nonetheless. So they were only at about a $300, like they only had generated about $300 more than they had invested into ads, right? And they were like, oh, this isn't really working. All we did was break even. But I was like, hey, that is not the case, because you signed these retainers on 3 to 6 month contracts, right? So you spent $2,200 to make $2,500 on month 1, right? But then if you extrapolate that over month 2, you spent $2,200 to make $5K. Month 3, you spent that same $2,200 to make $7.5K, right? And your cost of acquisition doesn't go up because you've already acquired the customer, right? So we don't look at revenue and ROAS, like we don't really care too much about that on a first month basis, although that's ideal. And although most of our clients are able to get 5 to 10x ROAS on that, right? Realistically, I always like to under promise and over deliver. So some of the expectations that I'll set is, hey, if we spend $1,000 and sign a $1,000 retainer client, that's okay, because the client will stay on for months and months to come, right? Once I've gotten the okay from that, then we will just, click publish and launch their ads. Now, after I had gone through and I had built out this process, right, and I had built out everything that we have, in here for the marketer to follow, it was time to actually go and hire a marketer, right? So all that I did is I followed the same hiring process that I've made a whole bunch of videos on my channel about. And what I did was I, sent out a whole bunch of job postings on all different type of platforms and identified the 5 key character traits that I think somebody would need to succeed in this role. And the character traits that I had was creativity, relentlessness, work ethic, existing ability, and character, right? Then in that application that I sent out, I asked them 5 questions. Each one of those questions related back to one of those key character traits. After I got a whole bunch of applications, I got like 30, 40, 50 applications, I starred each, answer that they gave to the question out of 5. Then what I did is I took the top 50% of the applicants that I got based on the answers that they gave to the questions, and I scheduled an interview with them. Then on that interview, I asked them about 15 questions broken up into 5 groups of 3, and each group of 3 consisted of a question that related back to one of those key character traits. Then after that interview again, what I did is I identified again the top 50% in there, and I scheduled a skill test, right, where I actually gave them some resources like what I've just showed you on this video for them to go out and build a funnel. And then from there, the guys that came back with the best funnel, which is the guy that is now on our team, I ended up hiring him. After I'd done that, I went through about a 2-week process where I first spent the whole week just allowing him to shadow me as I was going through the documents. Then the second week, I shadowed him as he was going through the documents. Then the third week, he was still basically on his own, but before he ever communicated or sent something to a client, it came through me. And by week 4, he was ready to go, and he's been able to deliver the results that I've shown you guys in this video. All right, so that is how we systemized the done-for-you paid ads process inside of our company to be able to deliver the results that we've been able to get without drowning ourselves in work. So hope you guys got value out of this video. Thank you for taking the time to watch it. If you have any questions about this, just leave a comment below. I'll see you guys in the next one.